This is the realest breakdown of Monique's Club Shay Shay interview. Okay, y'all already know how I get down. I watched all 3 hours of this one for y'all. Okay, putting in that work. All right, and I will give y'all my commentary on everything that was said. Okay, but before I do, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, and put all of your people on it. Okay. Let's start off, y'all, like I did previously. And if you missed my breakdown of the Cat Williams interview, make sure you go watch that. Okay, I provided the realest breakdown of that goddamn interview, realer than anybody on the internet or in big media as well. You know what I'm talking about? So check that one out. And I'm gonna do this one the same way. So I broke it down into real shit, bullshit. Uh, I broke it down also into people that she showed love to, that she bigged up. And also, of course, what everybody is focusing on is the people that she called out. Okay, so let's look at it as a whole, okay? And I like to start with the real shit, because unfortunately, the real shit often gets lost. Some real shit that was said in the Cat Williams interview got lost, okay? Again, go back and watch my commentary on that so you can pick up on that. But I want to look at some of the real shit Mo said as well. All right, so let's get started. All right, Mo's comments about her family. I felt that shit to my core. I felt that shit to my motherfucking core, okay? Because it mirrors a lot of my feelings about my family and what I've gone through. Okay. I didn't know that Monique had been molested. I didn't know that. By her brother. That's just fucked up, man. Like, I had to pause because that sentence doesn't even fucking make sense. But that shit real. Like, motherfuckers be acting like just because somebody shares DNA with you, that there's just some great untouchable bond that y'all have. Man, we just know that ain't the case. So many times throughout history, you see that it be motherfuckers in your own family who do you worse than anybody else. Hell, if you're a biblical person, you see based on biblical teachings, the first murder was a brother killing a brother. You know what I'm saying? So I felt what she was saying. And what she said was this. She said, we've been taught to say trauma is okay. We've been taught to say trauma is okay. She goes on to say, we've been taught to say you mistreated me, you abused me, you violated me, you disrespected me, you belittled me. But I'm supposed to look at you at Thanksgiving and say, how you doing, Woo! That's some real shit. That's some real shit. So many of us say, blood is thicker than water, and never turn your back on your family and all that kind of shit. But what if your family fucked up? What if people in your family mistreat you, abuse you, violate you, disrespect you, lie on you, call you out your motherfucking name? What the hell? I'm supposed to do this? Voluntarily sign up for this shit? That does not make sense. That's illogical. That's illogical. So I mean, I felt her. I felt her on that shit. To my core, I felt her on that shit. Okay. She talked about going further with her family. This is real shit. If what she's saying is true, goddamn it, Oprah Winfrey owes her a big time apology for this shit. She says Oprah's interview with her family, really, she felt betrayed by that shit because she says that Oprah hit her up, and if y'all watch it, y'all know she said that Oprah hit her up and asked her about having her brother on, and that Monique said that she was cool with that because maybe maybe he had changed and maybe, you know, whatever. But she says that Oprah didn't tell her that she was also gonna have other family members on, including her mama. And that if Oprah would have told her that, she would have nixed it and told Oprah not to do the shit. And so, if that's true, I of course feel her on that, because some of us have these loving families and shit like that, and God bless you if you do. But some of us come from some shit. Some of us come from some dysfunction. You feel me? And you go through enough trying to make it out of that shit and overcome that shit. But then for somebody with Oprah's platform to platform that shit, you know, and bring that shit to life, shine a light, I should say, on that shit at a moment where you supposed to be on top of the world and shit because of your accomplishments. Yeah, that if Oprah did that shit, she just gotta, you know, to my own up that shit and apologize if that's what transpired. You feel me? Also some other real shit though that she stated about her relationship with her husband. Okay. And I've seen people criticize her relationship with her husband. I'm gonna get to DL Hughley later, with DL Hughley basically saying that y'all shit ain't no real shit. You just paying that man to love you type of shit, because her husband is also a manager. Okay. But Monique says, hold on. Y'all criticize my man for being by my side about simultaneously. I'm paraphrasing her. I'm summing up what she's saying. Y'all criticize her man for being by her side, but you also criticize black men for not being by our women's side. Like, what the fuck we supposed to do then? That makes a lot of sense. That does. That does, because we keep saying black women, protect black women. That's the hashtag. Protect black women, protect black women, protect black women. And then when it seems like this brother is trying to protect his black woman, folks like, hold on, man. Well, no, you ain't supposed to be in the room because we just want to talk to the talent. She Monique. And he's like, man, this my motherfucking wife. Yeah, I'm her manager, but this my wife. That made a lot of sense to me. It made a lot of sense to me. Okay. Furthermore, though, she praised her husband profusely in this interview. Shit, my wife was up there asleep while I was watching. I had to turn around and look at that motherfucker, okay? Because my wife don't be talking about me like this, and I more than deserve such praise. You understand me? More than deserve this kind of praise. But she said she wishes other black women could be loved the way she's loved. Okay. She said it's her third marriage, but really her first, because it's the first time she's known her place as a black man's wife. Now, I ain't saying my wife got to know her place as my wife. I ain't saying nothing like that. Okay. I'm just telling y'all what Monique said in this instance. She called her man the leader of the household because of his actions, not because of his word, not because he tried to force it, because he showed that, you know, he was the leader. Okay. And see, that is what I believe right there when it comes to leadership in a household. I don't think it should be gender based. And see, me and my brothers, we had a a get together last week, and one of those things, one of these, this mini version of this discussion came up, and my point was, I don't want my daughter to think she got to follow no motherfucking man just because she's a woman. You feel me? Now, if she grows up to be with a man who's like her father, who warrants that kind of respect, who warrants that kind of who warrants you following him. And okay, I understand that. Okay, I understand that. But in many situations, here the woman is the goddamn leader, because she might be the one who's holding it down. Maybe they might have a brother who need to be led. I don't know, but I think your actions should dictate that. Okay, yeah, Monique is the talent. Monique is the entertainer, but based on what she's saying, sound like her husband got more of a sense about him. Maybe he didn't go through some of the things she went through and stuff like that. I don't know. Or maybe whatever he went through in his life, maybe he knew how to deal with it better. And he puts her on game in a way that she needs, and therefore, yeah, she the breadwinner in terms of the money in her bag, but in terms of the morals and leading them in the right direction, sound like she's saying, no, that's my man that does it. And that's why she follows him. And shit. I can't do nothing but respect that. I take that one for a motherfucking word and respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because she say her man raised her. You feel me? Now that's unfortunate because a father supposed to raise their child, but based on what she talking about, her father was on some fuck shit. You know, once she got older and was able to read through his bullshit, that is, you know. Now I did find it interesting that she said her husband was once her quote unquote brother. Okay, that they were supposed to be like buddy, friend, that he was at her other weddings, that they even shared a crib together before. Okay, now once that shit was said, it made me think back to my point. I've said this to my youngest many a time. I do not believe in no platonic relationships. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't want to hear that shit. I know some of y'all in the comment section go say this shit. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I only read the comments of the channel members. Shout out to all the realest ones, by the way. Shout out to y'all. But no, I don't care. I don't believe in these platonic relationships. Too many times we see these platonic relationships turn into this. Okay. Because if y'all are both attractive, or if you ain't gotta be physically attractive, right? If the person just be around your ass long enough and they care about you and they like you and they like turning to love, you know what I'm talking about? They might just be waiting on the opportunity for whoever you dating to slip up so they can try to fuck you. Yes, 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 yes. And this ain't nothing that first does, okay? This ain't nothing that first does, but I have seen it. I have seen it too many times. Oh, that's just my brother. Oh, that just man, that girl, man, she just like a sister to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bullshit. Don't want to hear that shit. Seen it too many times. Seen it too many times. That's another video. We're gonna have to do a whole nother I could do a whole damn show about that shit. I could do a show about this shit. All right, but I digress. Some more real shit. This was some really real shit. When she talked about the Oscar versus the Image Award, she say a lot of folks don't ever ask her about the Image Award and how she felt when she got the Image Award, but they always want to ask about the Oscar. She said, so, see, folks put too much emphasis on that Oscar. She didn't put too much emphasis on it initially because the folks that win that bitch didn't look like her, but the folks that win the Image Award look like her. So the Image Award meant more to her. Now you might say she bullshit. You might say she bullshit. I don't know. Okay. I don't follow Monique like that. Okay. I know that statement is real as fuck, though. That's real as fuck. And that kind of I could segue into my next segment that I'm gonna do about Jay-Z and them Grammys, but I'm gonna hold off on that. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on that. We're gonna talk about that momentarily. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But more real shit though. She did mention that her relationship with her first son is strained. That she blames it on the fact that she was out, you know, doing her thing, getting money. And I can imagine that, you know, being a comedian is pretty daunting with all the travel and all that kind of stuff. Now, DL Hughley counters that and says, you know, the relationship is strained because of who she is. I don't know. I don't know these individuals. Okay. Don't know these individuals. But I did find it real of her to you know, put that out there and admit that. Okay. She says she's, you know, tried to work through it and she hopes that things will get better and that, you know, she's trying to own up to what she did. Okay. If that is true, big ups to her for that. She spoke on how her brother molesting her made her defensive. I can imagine that. Getting this shit, my damn boy. Just talking about that shit does something to me. Like I feel a weight on me mentioning that shit. That shit really pisses me off, man. That type of shit pisses me the fuck off. Mm. I can totally understand why that would make her defensive. Because you're vulnerable. You're a child. and you're being mishandled, you're being misused, you're being abused by somebody who supposed to have your back. But she went a little deeper though. She said her husband wouldn't let her use that as a crutch though. You know, that he viewed her using that horrific part of her story as like an excuse for her behavior. They say he wouldn't let her do that. And she said when she went to counseling, that they were saying the same shit. So pause. That shows us something though, y'all. First of all, again, I do speak out for and advocate for counseling. I do believe that we need to do more of that. I've been before. Okay. If you follow me for real, you know that 2007 should have been one of the best years of my life, one of the worst years of my life, and that was one of my lowest points. I wanted to kill myself. And I went to counseling that year because I got a degree in psychology and I knew the signs. When you're real serious about it, you have a plan and all that kind of shit. So yeah, I went to counseling on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi. Shit, I want to go back. I found the time, goddamn it, I will go back. But sometimes the shit that the counselor's gonna say be the same shit that people in your life who love you, who know your situation, who are empathetic. A lot of times the shit that the counselor gonna say be the same shit they say. You gotta want to hear it. You gotta accept it. When it's coming from someone who loves you, when it's coming from someone who actually knows what the fuck is going on, when it comes from somebody who is empathetic and who has some damn wisdom. Can't be goddamn taking no advice from no dumbass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So if you have those people in your life, man, goddamn try to listen to them. That don't mean don't go to counseling, but it also means try to listen to them people in your life that love you, care about you, get empathetic, got some damn sense. You feel me? Let's move on to the bullshit though. Okay. Let's move on to the bullshit. And in actuality, most of the stuff that was just blatant bullshit in the interview didn't come from Monique. Unlike the Cat Williams one now. Cat said some real shit too, but then Cat also had some shit in there that was blatantly bullshit. That you didn't have to know Cat Williams to know it was bullshit. You don't have to know Cat Williams to know goddamn well that motherfucker didn't read all them fucking books that he was talking about when he was a child. You ain't had to know Cat Williams know goddamn well that man can't run no 4.344. Come on, man. And then motherfuckers want to say the video evidence that he put out. A basketball court is not no 40 yards. Okay, they measure your 40 time in 40 yards. A basketball court is 94 feet. That ain't fucking 40 yards. You can convert that shit. That's not 40 yards. Okay? So let's stop that. All right, some of that shit we know just was bullshit. I didn't see a lot of that in Monique's shit. Okay? I didn't. Most of the bullshit would come from Shannon motherfucking ass. One being when they were joking about Monique being in special education. I don't see nothing fucking funny about that. I ain't see nothing funny about shit like that before I had a son with autism. I didn't like Bernie Mac's joke about he was teasing me. Never liked that goddamn joke. I never liked Ricky Smiley's Lil Darryl joke. Never liked that shit. So this ain't just me reflexively responding to this shit as a autism dad. No, I just don't like that kind of shit. Okay. So it ain't nothing fun about it. Now Monique being a comedian, you know what I'm talking about, and her being in that situation, you know, she took it and made light of it and everything like that. And if she wants to do that, that's fine. But for Shannon Sharpe, I call that bullshit because on something I was watching of his for research purposes. I think he was talking to Ocho Cinco on that nightcap shit. And they were talking about bullying. And he was like, hey, I would never be the one to bully nobody. You know what I'm talking about? I would take up for kids like that. But we got a viral clip of him making fun of somebody that couldn't read. We got a viral clip of him doing that. And now we got him with this shit. Shannon said if his brother or sister was in that class, he would have made fun of them. Come on, man. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. More bullshit though. Later on, when Monique brought up the Tyler Perry recording, I'm gonna get to that later. But just because I did listen to it, whatever I guess it surfaced on Twitter and I listened to it. But when she spoke to Shannon Sharpe about it, his first response was, "Come on, Mo, you know you can't be recording, folks." That was his first response. Now she checked him on that. She checked him on that because her point was, see, your first response is what I wasn't supposed to be doing, but you ain't looking at the fact that that man is on tape admitting that he did me wrong. But then later on in the interview, he tried to act like that's what others are doing to her by bringing up the fact that she was recording. No, that's what you just did, motherfucker. You just said that to her. Who we talking about, man? I don't know, man. Look, I used to be a big fan of this dude. I did. But eventually I started seeing through his shit. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the first motherfuckers I know at in my level of media. Okay. I'll just say that. Okay, because I could say period, but I'm not sure. Maybe somebody in big media said it. But I've been saying for years that man could have broken away from Skip Bayless and made his own brands and shit like that. He was carrying that bitch. I've been saying that. You know what I'm saying? And still, he's not fully doing that. Because again, look, if you look in the interview and you look at that top corner, you're gonna see a V up there, and that V is for volume, and that shit is owned by Colin Cowherd. You feel me? But I've been saying that man can break off and do his own thing. But I started to lose some respect after he kept letting that little white man Skip Bayless disrespect him over and over and over and over again. And then still finally he didn't break away from him. He got fired. He got let go. You know what I'm saying? So you pair that with how he came at people like me down here in the Jackson metro area and supporters of Jackson State University, how he came at us in defense of Deion Sanders. I said, no, I'm out on Cub. I'm out on Cub. Which leads me to the next piece of bullshit. Shannon spoke on Trump supporters and black celebrity worshipers and basically was saying sometimes we become what we hate the most. And he basically was saying a lot of us hate that Trump supporters let Trump make it with anything that he fucking does. They no matter what he does, no matter what he says, they just let that man make it with it. But then sometimes we do that shit to these celebrities as well. And I'm like, you are right, because that's exactly what you did to Deion Sanders, dog. Shannon Sharpe went to HBCU. Deion Sanders came down here, had success at HBCU, used the HBCU to springboard him to Colorado, which that was the plan ultimately anyway. But instead of doing what normal coaches do, being so thankful and appreciative of the place they're leaving and shit like that, this motherfucker shitted on us left and right. Shitted on us. And what did Shannon Sharpe do? Piled on. Again, he's a fucking HBCU man. Instead of getting on his boy Deion Sanders, he joined Deion Sanders to pile on Jackson State University. And then got the nerve to come in this goddamn interview and act like other folks do that. Motherfucker, you do that. Come on, man. Come on, man. Now, one thing that Monique did that some may call bullshit. I don't know. They may try to say, oh, well, you said every black person's name, but you wouldn't call out Vlad. Because I want to say that's who she's talking about. When she was getting that DL Hughley for doing interviews with a white man, she said, I'm not even going to say that white man's name because everybody know who he is. I know DL Hughley does a lot of interviews with Vlad, so I'm assuming that's who she's talking about. So some may put that in the bullshit column, okay? And you could see that as fair, or you could say that she doesn't even want to give Vlad that shine. I don't know. Y'all make that decision on that. All right. Before I get to the call outs, I will mention that she did big up several people, most notably though Lee Daniels, who apologized to her. That's good to see, okay? That's good to see. We need to see more of that. If somebody done fucking wronged somebody, man the fuck up, admit that you were wrong, and apologize. You feel me? Apologize. So that's big. And she bigged him up for that. She bigged up the Queens of Comedy, and I did watch that shit. That shit was very funny. Shout out to all of them. You know, to my Miss Laura, always used to have me rolling when I was a little boy, watching Comic View some more. Does a great job as well. You feel me? She used to have me rolling when I was a little boy, and I watched one of her recent stand-up specials. It was dope. It was dope. It was dope. So it was good to see her big them ladies up. You know, I like to see this type of stuff because it lets you know they ain't got beef with every motherfucking body. Like Cat Williams, they got beef with everybody. You know what they got beef with? Who they got beef with? I gotta keep telling you, this ain't number some workplace shit. Workplace disputes. And because they in the entertainment business, we getting to see it. It's the same shit with y'all at your office, and you and this motherfucker don't speak when y'all go to get your coffee in the break room. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all got smoke. Okay, just Shannon Sharpe don't invite your ass to Club Shay Shay to air it out. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. You got people at the workplace that you like, you got people at the workplace that you dislike. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. All right. So with that in mind, let's get to the call outs. Of course, she called out Tyler Perry. Okay. Y'all know her biggest thing with Tyler Perry is that she accuses him of putting the rumor out there that she's hard to work with. She let Shannon Sharpe hear recording. Again, if it's the same recording, I've heard it too. Then if it's the one that's floating around Twitter, you know, talking about that sounding like he's admitting that he was wrong for what he did and that he was gonna try to make it right when he went back out to promote some movie, I guess. All right. Also, she has a big issue with Oprah. I talked to y'all already about the Oprah interview with her family, and how she feels about that. Okay. Kevin Hart. At first, she was like, you know, the man did help her when she needed help. He came through with some bread. She said they paid it back. But she was like, Kevin also was like, you know, I'm gonna hold you down, whatever you want, woo, 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 on a deal that she was trying to close. But she said his agent later said that he wanted nothing to do with her. And she said she hit up Kevin Hart and asked him about the situation. He said, well, she says that he told her that was just a miscommunication. I'm gonna clear that up. And she said she ain't talked to that man since. And this her words. All right. In terms of D.L. Hughley, I alluded to him previously, but she said she had so much love for him, but then she went on to his show and he wasn't there. And then there was some kind of segment called Would You Rather or some shit like that. And I guess they said some crazy shit like, would you rather your husband have protected sex with Lee Daniels? I think Lee Daniels is gay, or unprotected sex with Corinne Steffens, aka Superhead, and she was offended by that shit. And she says that she called DL on the phone and like, man, what the fuck these folks trying to do? And she claimed that DL was dismissive and was like, you know, it is what it is. That's what we do over here, type of shit. Now the segment was not aired. Now it's kind of disputed why. I guess Monique is trying to act like, you know, they the ones that got that shit nixed and didn't get it put out, and DL and his shit trying to refute it said that it didn't air because he wouldn't let it air. Okay. Uh Also, she had the thing with him headlining the show. She claimed that he tried to pull some shit, and instead of her headlining the show as the contract stated was supposed to happen, that he tried to pull some shit and allow himself to go last. He fired back on all of this with jokes at first, which I like. These are comedians. Get the microphones and get on stage and let's get some jokes out. Okay. But we ain't getting that yet. We getting Club Shay Shay, and then we getting reaction videos from the comedians and shit like that. But he did get a few jokes out. And one of the jokes was directed at Shannon Sharpe. And I've been asking my brothers, when these boys gonna light up Shannon Sharpe for platform and all this shit? Okay. And he does be having a little shit to say, you know, while these folks be on there talking. But D.L. Hughley said that Shannon Sharpe basically is Wendy Williams with a weight set. All right. But he also called Monique a liar. Okay. He refuted her story about the joke. And like I said, he stated that he was the reason that it didn't air. But it got deeper than that, Jack. Got deeper than that. He said that she went on to say some shit about his daughter who was molested, and that she was like, "You let your daughter get raped in front of you." Now he says that not only him, but his whole fucking family was checking her on that shit. I don't know. I know y'all social media investigators gonna do the research on that shit. That's some heavy shit. Now y'all know Monique often calls her youngins her babies. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I guess younger fans, younger actresses and shit like that. Oh, Taraji P. Henson was another person she bigged up. You know what I'm talking about? So like she called all these type of folk babies, you know what I'm saying? Well, D.L. Hughley was like, your own babies don't fuck with you. How you calling all these other folks your babies and your own birth babies don't fuck with you? And he argues that she pays her husband to love her. Just reporting what the fuck was said. Y'all make of that what you will. See how you got there, folk picking side between really it's coming down to whoever you think funny is, that's who motherfuckers rolling with. You know what I'm saying? When we don't know none of these motherfuckers like that. Tiffany Haddish was somebody else that she called out. She called Tiffany Haddish out, was saying something about her husband. I think Tiffany Haddish, based on what Monique says, was doing some interview and said that she didn't want to have a husband like Monique. So Monique's retort was that if Haddish had a husband like hers, she wouldn't have the problem she had. You know, and one of those problems is people accusing her of grooming somebody. Okay. Now Shannon Sharpe hopped in there with the mess and said, well, she doesn't have a husband, let alone one like yours. Again, I'm saying this man Shannon Sharpe is opening himself up for him to light him up. Now, Shannon got a hell of a platform now. Shannon was named the most entertaining guy in sports media recently. Okay. But I wonder, can he hold up under the weight of all these damn comedians possibly coming at his ass? That's going to be interesting to see. All right. She also went at Lionsgate, though, and that was, again, part of her bigger issue with both Tyler Perry and Oprah, because she says that Lionsgate tried to get her to do some shit that was outside of her contractual obligations. That Lionsgate tried to get her to go overseas and promote Precious for free. And she was like, I ain't doing that shit for free. And she says that basically Tyler Perry and Oprah tried to get her to do the shit free. She refused to do it and all that kind of shit. And she thinks that that is part of what led Tyler Perry to go and make up the rumor about her being difficult or whatever. All right, again, you figure out who the fuck you believe with. Other folks that caught some smoke in their bitch, Steve Harvey and a brother by the name of Will Packer. Okay. So, a lot of shit, long interview. All right, seems like this is a trend now. I don't know who will be next. I told my brothers one person I think gonna end up coming on that bitch and try to air some things out is Scottie Pippen. My boy Scottie Pippen. Y'all know that's right up Shannon Sharpe's alley, given the fact that he got LeBron James as his GOAT, given the fact that Scottie Pippen and Mike Jordan got so much smoke. I can see Scottie Pippen coming on that show for a conversation and a drink with Shannon Sharpe. Okay. But that was the realest breakdown of Monique's interview or conversation. Shannon Sharpe don't want to call it an interview because he say he's not hard hitting. He's just having a drink and a conversation. So that was the realest breakdown of that shit. Let me know what y'all think. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this ultimately. What I think is I want to see these comedians stay the fuck up off the podcast and get up on the stage and use your brilliant minds, because stand-up comedians are some of the most brilliant motherfuckers in the entertainment business. I do believe that. To get up in front of people like that for an hour and just come off the top of your head. Now, I know they've written the shit, and some of them have writers helping them write the shit, but you still got to get up there and remember that in front of all these people and stuff like that. That shit is tough. So get up there, y'all, and display your brilliance. Okay, with all this shit going on, y'all should have hella fodder, have hella shit to talk about. Because when us in the wider world do shit, y'all talk about us like a motherfucking dog. Okay, well, get up there and talk about each other for a change. Okay, because all these motherfucking comedians are just the same folks from your school who will sit at the lunch table and joke on their motherfucking battle. Okay, well, goddamn it, they need to be joking on each other instead of just going on these podcasts and shit. That's my opinion on it. All right, what y'all think? Put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.